A life taken too soon.
My child didn't deserve this. She didn't know it was my firstborn child.
14-year-old Vaniya Bennett killed in a drive-by shooting on Sunday evening inside a house in Pine Bluff. A scenario Vaniya's mother, Vanessa Washington, says no parent should have to go through.
I'm just angry. It's hurt. My heart broken. I can't even hug on my baby. I have to hug on my baby in a casket now.
Vaniya's aunt, Rachel Wills, says Vaniya, who was about to go into the 9th grade, was a fun spirit who loved to dance and had a lot of promise.
I remember when she told me back in January, she said, "Auntie, I made an A on my test," and I said, "Congratulations, I'm happy for you." And I cried and I treated her to some Chinese food because that's what she wanted.
Vaniya's grandfather calling this senseless violence.
You know, being old like I am, you was expect your grandchildren to bury you, not you had to bury them. And all these people around here in Pine Bluff, I will tell you right now, yours may be the next one.
Her mother tells me that she had actually been missing since June.
Just before 6 p.m. on July 16th, Pine Bluff police responded to a home on the 2300 block of West 17th near Hazel Street. Upon arrival, they would find 3 victims who had been shot, a 17 and 18-year-old male who were lying in the front yard and a 14-year-old girl who was found inside of the living room.
Gary and Jessica, what we know right now is that 2 people are dead and another person was injured in a drive-by shooting on West 17th Street in Pine Bluff. The female victim was 14 years old, the male victim 17 years old, and the person injured was 18 years old. Police say that this incident happened at 5:50 this afternoon on the 2300 block of West 17th Street. The female juvenile victim was hit by a bullet while in the living room of the house, and the male juvenile victim and the injured 18-year-old were hit outside of the house.
The victim was identified as 14-year-old Vaniya Bennett and an unidentified 17-year-old male, who were both sadly pronounced dead at the scene. The 18-year-old male was taken to Jefferson Regional Medical Center for treatment and is in stable condition. Both males were shot outside of the home, and Vaniya was struck by a bullet while in the living room. Police began talking to witnesses who told them a vehicle drove by and shot someone outside of the passenger side window. According to Vaniya's family, she had been missing since June 19th. Although she sent messages saying, "Hey mom, I love you," and "Hey mom, what are you doing?" via Instagram. It isn't clear whether her family reported her missing, although in an interview her mother said she was visiting a friend's home when she was shot. Was Vaniya in fact missing or simply free to do as she pleased? Vaniya's family was filled with shock and sadness. All Vaniya ever talked about was graduating high school and going to college to become a pediatrician. All of those dreams cut short in a split second. Never in her wildest dreams did Vaniya's mother imagine something like this happening, describing the incident as her worst nightmare that came to life. She, along with the rest of Vaniya's family and friends, are asking for justice and change in the community. Pine Bluff officials touched on the reality of youth violence within the community, saying it's nothing new. Officials said they've tried different programs to try and stop the violence, but it's difficult. It takes a village. Parents need to step up and be parents and mentors to their children, not their friend, a line that is often blurred. Last month, city leaders went to Philadelphia to find anything and everything they could bring back to help solve youth violence in the city. Mayor Washington said what stood out to her was everyone in the communities they visited were dedicated to stopping this. Vaniya and the 17-year-old male are the 13th and 14th murder in Pine Bluff this year, and the 3rd and 4th murder that week.
The family tells me they never imagined their 14-year-old girl would be shot and killed. The mother tells me her daughter had so much to live for, which is why she deserves justice and wants to see change.
I'm hurt. My worst nightmare. I'll never forget July the 16th of 2023.
It's a pain Vanessa Washington says will never fade.
I had to see my child in a body bag.
Sunday night, Pine Bluff police say two boys ages 18 and 17 were outside a home on West 17th Street when a car drove by and someone started shooting at them. A 14-year-old girl was inside when a bullet went through the house, hitting her. Police say both she and the 17-year-old boy died. Although police have not released the names of the teens, Washington says she confirmed it was her 14-year-old daughter, Vaniya Bennett, at the morgue.
I went to verify my child. When I found my child,
her heartache unimaginable.
My child's face was swollen. She had blood all where she been hit from the bullet.
Washington says Bennett was at a friend's house when she was shot and killed.
This face that I seen yesterday at the morgue didn't look like this picture right here.
Bennett's aunt Rachel Will still in disbelief.
Like, how? Why? Vaniya, of all people.
Washington remembers how often her oldest spoke about her dreams.
She always talked about when she graduated from high school, she wanted to go to college to be a pediatrician.
Praying justice will come soon.
So crying out, I'm hurt. Please, somebody know something about my child's murder. And I'm asking, stop the violence, stop the violence. It's too many of our kids is dying. My child was innocent.
Wishing she could tell her daughter one last time how special and loved she was.
I love you, baby. I told her that when I seen her laying up there, I love you. I said, Mama, love you. I said, Mama loves you. She didn't deserve this. She didn't know what's going on. And it was hard for me to go down there and identify her yesterday. I didn't want to see my child like that yesterday.
The people who killed her, how do you look at yourself in the mirror? How do you get up and wake up and be able to cope with? Did you kill a 14-year-old girl? A girl that had a big, promising future ahead of her. My niece, my flesh and blood. What I would do anything for if I had. Why did you do it? You senseless and you heartless. Now I won't even see her graduate high school.
Pine Bluff police will quickly identify the suspects as 19-year-old Trenton Xavier Rogers and 18-year-old Javion Marquette Williams. Both suspects are considered armed and dangerous. Pine Bluff detectives are asking the public to come forward with any information leading to the arrest of Rogers and Williams. The men are expected to face charges of 2 counts of capital murder, 1 count of battery in the first degree, 1 count of terroristic act, and 1 count of unlawful discharge of a firearm from a vehicle. As of right now, there is no motive. The case remains ongoing.
City leaders in Pine Bluff are addressing the recent violence in the city, including the deaths of 2 teenagers this weekend. They say it's going to take the entire community to make a difference.
Indeed. Tylisa Hampton is live from Pine Bluff City Hall tonight. Tylisa, you actually had a chance to speak with the mayor today. What did she say about the violence in the city and what they're doing about it?
Yeah, Laura Engage from the mayor of Pine Bluff tells me they plan to take more action, starting with a new program that they started earlier this year, hoping it will help curb violence, including affecting those that are young adults.
It's a time where I've never seen this level of violence, particularly with our youth.
This year, Pine Bluff has reached 14 homicides. Of that number, 8 victims were under the age of 17.
When it involves a youth, the loss of life, somebody who has not even started their life, those things are very alarming, not only for me, but alarming for the community.
Sheriff of Jefferson County Lafayette Woods says the number of young people who are murder suspects in the city is also troubling. So far, 6 are under the age of 17 years old. All are being charged as adults.
Kids now, the youth, are exposed to a lot more. A lot of things are not censored, if you would. social media.
Pine Bluff Mayor Shirley Washington says they're working on new ways to help curb violence.
We're going to have to be more embracing for our young people in this community, and we haven't done enough.
Hoping their group violence intervention program moves things in the right direction. Some leaders have already traveled to Philadelphia in June to do research in those communities.
To see if we can come back and implement it in Pine Bluff so that it can have the same crime reduction effects.
Woods says they're applying credible messengers.
Somebody who had some street level experience, has been there, done that, has seen the negative results of it, but has come out of it and has a story to tell about success.
But they also stress parent involvement.
Parents have to do their part in making sure that they put those precautionary measures in all aspects into place for their kids.
Wanting community members to know they care and will work to make change.
We are gearing up to do more, far more than we've ever done, because we have to save our children.
And the mayor also says next month they plan to have a town hall meeting where members of the program will come down and be a part of that discussion. She also says they plan to have many more town hall meetings until this issue is finally addressed.